Finally, brothers and sisters, in the last 1 minute that I have, naturalism. Now, naturalism is a key philosophy that permeates through our secular education, and it's very subtle and we don't understand it. Naturalism is the view that there is no supernatural, the universe is a closed system, everything within the universe can be explained physically and via naturalistic means. And this worldview is an unjustified worldview, but it permeates throughout most of the secular education in the 20th and 21st century and affecting the minds of the Muslims. I want to show you that naturalism is a flawed concept and a flawed worldview by showing a recalcitrant fact. What is a recalcitrant fact? A recalcitrant fact, brothers and sisters, is a fact that resists a theory. For example, say we have the police, they come in and they take me and they say, Mr. Hamza Tzortzis, we're going to take you because we have drug charges against you because at 3 o'clock today you were dealing drugs. A recalcitrant fact to their accusation, a fact that resists the accusation, is the fact that I was here delivering a lecture, right? So that's a fact that resists their theory. Similarly, there are many facts that resist the theory of naturalism, that things can only be explained physically. And let me give you this example. It is you. Consciousness. Brothers and sisters, consciousness is the Muhammad Ali against naturalism. It knocks it out. It does the rope-a-dope. And it waits until naturalism is very tired, is ready for the quick jab and the overhand right? I like boxing, that's why I use these examples. So. Because consciousness, for it to be explained comprehensively, you need to have supernatural explanations, non-materialistic explanations. Let me explain. It is well known in neuroscience that if I'm eating something, there's some neurochemical activity that they know that I'm eating something. They could even tell me that I'm eating with my right hand and that I'm enjoying it. But they can never ever tell me what it is like for Hamza to have a strawberry. They can never ever say what it is like for Fatima to fall in love. They can never understand what it is like for Abdullah to sit in this room and listen to Hamza speaking. This subjective inner experience is outside of the domain of the scientific, materialistic, naturalistic paradigm. Even if we were to know everything about the brain and all the neurochemical structures, we will never be able to find out what it is like for you to be you. This is called the hard problem of consciousness. As Professor David Chalmers and Professor Nagel have said, that the scientific materialistic paradigm can never understand this or even assert this or even comprehend this. Because if we were to know everything about the brain, we will never find out what it is like for Hamza to have a strawberry. This is the hard problem of consciousness. And therefore, a theistic explanation is the only adequate explanation because materialism fails to explain this. And let me give an example of one materialistic philosophy that tries to explain this. It's called type A materialism. Type A materialism basically says all of our conscious experience, even the personal subjective experience, is as a result of brain activity. But this is fundamentally flawed because it can't answer a few questions. Number one, when two different human beings have the same neurochemical patterns, they have different perceptions of pain. Number two, why does personal experience come as a result of that biological activity? And number three, you can never tell what it is like for that organism to be that organism, that conscious organism, even if you were to find out what's going on in the brain. So type A materialism actually says, let's deny the hard problem of consciousness. Let's deny that you are having personal subjective experience. It's just an illusion. One of the fourth horsemen of the neo-atheist movement, Professor Dan Dennett, he wrote the book, Consciousness Explained. And he basically said, forget the hard problem of consciousness. Forget the fact that you have personal subjective experience. It's just one big illusion. But there are some professors who said, wait a minute, this is unfair. Professor Dan Dennett is not explaining what requires explaining, which is the fact that we have personal subjective experiences. So his book, Consciousness Explained, should have been called Consciousness Explained Away. So the point is, brothers and sisters, the existence of Allah or the supernatural is best explained, is the best explanation to comprehensively explain the fact that we have personal experiences. Let me just summarize this in an easy way. If in the beginning of the universe all you had was matter, and you rearranged all of this matter, you will never get consciousness. But if in the beginning of the universe you had an all-aware being that created matter and created beings with an internal subjective awareness, then it makes sense that these two things can interact within this universe. It's simple as that. And consciousness is a recalcitrant fact. It resists the theory that everything has to be explained fundamentally in a reductionist, materialistic way. And to summarize, if everything is matter, then it doesn't really matter.